2021 카자흐스탄 알리야 프로젝트 2021 카자흐스탄 알리야 프로젝트는 2021년 12월에 100명에서 120명의 카자흐스탄계 유대인이 전용기를 타고 이스라엘로 알리야하는 프로젝트입니다. 지난 4월 쥬이시에이전시로부터 카자흐스탄 알리야 프로젝트 지원 요청이 왔습니다. 2021년 12월에 120명의 카자흐스탄 유대인이 전용기로 알리야하는 프로젝트를 한국 교회에서 동참해달라는 요청이었습니다. 이러한 요청으로 왜 카자흐스탄에서 지금 알리야가 진행되어야 하는지 이해를 돕기 위해 쥬이시에이전시의 우크라이나와 카자흐스탄을 포함한 구소련 지역 알리야 담당자 맥스와 인터뷰를 진행했습니다.
Now I'm talking as a representative of the Jewish agency. I'm responsible for Aliyah from Ukraine and both for our activities and our cooperation with Christian organizations. My career in the Jewish agency 7 years ago when I came as an emissary to Eastern Ukraine. So I and my wife, we were responsible for this area and had helped for the Jews to run away from this area. And 2 years ago, we came back to Israel. And from them, I'm working in the Jewish agency. Now I'm living near Jerusalem. I have 5 children. And I think that we are doing very important work. For last 70 years of the Jewish state, we have wars or different rockets that fallen in our country. If we will got a decision to stop Aliyah to Israel in any time before, we couldn't see now a country with more than 7 million Jews are living in it. I really hope that this war operation will not take a lot of time and we'll be able to come back to our regular lives in 1 or 2 weeks. From another side, we understand that there are still a lot of Jews that live in outside Israel, and in any case, the level of safety and the level of life they could get in Israel, they wouldn't be able to get in any country, and so that's why I really think that we have to continue to work in our Aliyah field. I will say you even more. We have 2 flights that should come tomorrow, one from Ukraine and another one from Russia, with the people that now really understand what is going on. And together with it, we still don't have any one of them that called to us and said that I decided not to make Aliyah. So we can see that there are still a lot of people that would like to come back to Israel. And we are, as a Jewish agency, doing all the best to help them. It's very easy for me. As I had said, I made Aliyah 15 years ago, and still I'm sure that this is the best decision I've made after the decision to make marriage with my wife. So. Kazakhstan is about 15,000 people living in very huge country. We are talking about Kazakhstan. This area is 27 times more than the area of Korea, with a population that's 3 times less. So that means that people are living in very huge country, and many of them don't have a possibility to come to become a part of the Jewish community. They have a Jewish community, Jewish offices only in 3 cities. For people that are living in other parts, it's very hard to understand what is going on. Both we can add no good internet in little cities. So people even can take part now in different online activities that we propose for them. An additional problem that we have in every country of the former FSU, in the time of the Soviet Union, the party tried to explain for the people that they shouldn't be Jews. They could be normal Soviet citizens without thinking about identity. These people, it's very important not only to help them to find their way in Israel, but both to explain to them that they have a right to make Aliyah and what does it mean for them, what does it mean for all Jews to be in Israel. The first one is that there are no regular flights from Kazakhstan to Israel, and that's why your support is very important, because from Ukraine or from Russian Federation, we can buy for people tickets for the regular flights, and they can come from the Kazakhstan. It's impossible. Now with all the problems with Corona, they even can't fly through Turkey because the entrance to Israel from Turkey is forbidden too. From another side, it's a very complicated case that needs a lot of stage. So it's very important to give them a possibility to exit from this country. From 300 to 500 Olims from Kazakhstan every year, but it all depends of our activities, of the things that we would be able to do in this country. A lot of difference between different countries in FSU. When we are talking about Ukraine and Russian Federation, there are a lot of deep anti-Semitism. What does that mean? And they're saying that it's all not because of our economical situation or because of our possibility to buy vaccine, but it's all because of Jews that produced this virus. About 95% of the population in former Soviet Union never visit foreign countries. They used to live all their lives in the same city for generations. So you can understand that for someone that never traveled abroad, it's very hard to get a decision to leave everything he knew and to go to the country he not really understand what is his connection to it. When we're talking about anti-Semitism, surely you'll see that it's all about Jews, and Jews had started it, and this is one of the reasons that Israel now on a very good to change everything. When we're talking about anti-Semitism in Kazakhstan, it's something that very depends on the decision of the government. Thanks to God, for last 10 years, Kazakhstan has very good economical relations with Israel. So now people in Kazakhstan can feel a bit more safer than it was before, but we know that it can be changed in one day. So that's why it's very important for us to talk with people and to explain for them that they have a place, that they don't have to wait when it will be too late and when we'll have to organize special operations to save them, but they can make a decision to make Aliyah now, and we can help them. 17, 80 years, it was forbidden for them to talk what does it mean to be a Jew. So sometimes it's very hard for them. They even don't tell to their children. Former Soviet Union, in such a country where children had felt themselves as a part of the Kazakhstan peoples. So they have to understand that they are not, and to understand what does it mean, and to get a very hard decision. We are trying to propose for every one of Olims that coming from the former Soviet Union different Aliyah programs like Zelle and Naale and professional programs that can help for them to get a profession in Israel and to start to work after it. We continue to work with them till the moment we have a flight to Israel. We continue to give them different lectures and meetings with Israeli representatives. Minister of Interior Affairs will come to Kazakhstan in August or in the beginning of September to give visas for these people. After it, they will be able to finish all these cases to solve their flats or to get prepared. Your decision, we started to work to make this flight possible. Again, there are still a lot of things, there are still a lot of questions. What will be with the Corona in Kazakhstan, and would it be possible to make a direct flight from Kazakhstan to Israel? But as we used to do for last year, it will be a decision that we'll able to get a bit later. Very important secret of our activity. Without praise and without really believing that all Jews have to live in Israel, and this is something that was wrote in our prophets, we can't succeed in anything. So I think that our praise is very important, but together with it, we know that there are different technical problems that we can solve. As well as I said, when we have a possibility to give a special educational programs or professional programs for people, they get a decision to make Aliyah because it helps them to someone that really cares about them. When we succeed to solve the technical problems, like to send a flight to Kazakhstan, it really helps for the people that got a decision. arrange for such a people as seminars or a meeting to explain what does it mean, what an Israel gives, to bring an Israeli representative that can say it, that can talk his own story and saying, look at me, I made Aliyah 15 years ago. From then I succeed to graduate from the second grade from the university and to build a house, and I have 5 children, and they understand that it's possible. Such activities is very important part of our work, to explain for the people that they can succeed, and both to talk with them that their place in Israel, because such was written both in the Bible and both in prophets' books. You know that we are still a very little country. We are not a lot of people. There are not a lot of Jews in the world, and without the support of our friends, we wouldn't be able to bring Jews home. As well as you can see, I'm a religious Jew, so I really hope that soon we'll be able to do something that's written in every place in the prophets, that in Sukkot we'll be able to meet all together in Jerusalem and to sing together and to talk together about building the better place that will be for all people, not only for Jews. And I really hope that we'll be able to bring not only one flight from Kazakhstan, but a lot of Olims from all former Soviet Union, because really it's time to do it, because we see all the signs that it should happen in our generation and not later.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really hope to meet you and members of your churches soon in Jerusalem. It will be possible for groups to come to Jerusalem on June, and I hope we'll be able to meet here a lot of times. And thank you again for all your support and all your help in Aliyah area. I thank you.
Shalom.
Shalom.
2021년 12월에 진행되는 카자흐스탄 유대인 120명 전용기 알리야 프로젝트의 총 비용은 약 9만 달러, 한화 약 1억 원입니다. 언약의 백성이 돌아오는 일에 함께 동참해 주시기를 부탁드립니다.
나는 너희의 여호와 하나님, 내게 준 약속 한순간도 잊은 적 없고, 다시 너희를 이스라엘로 부르기 나와